welcome to Spotlight Podcast. My name is Oendanda Zanzi, and today we are honored to welcome a very special guest, Professor Tembisa Ngqondi, Dean of Faculty of Informatics and Design here at CPUT. Professor Ngqondi is not only a visionary, but also the driving force behind all of the wonderful and exciting new projects here at FID, including this very podcast. Professor Ngqondi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Yes. So, can you tell me and us more about what inspired the creation of the podcast and how it fits in to the broader vision for the Faculty of Informatics and Design?
Thank you very much. The vision is actually broader than the faculty. It's an institutional vision. It seeks to integrate and bring in the aspect and the concept of decolonizing our education. It intends to bridge the gaps when it comes to language barriers and also improve creativity. But most of all, when it comes to the faculty, then we're actually seeking to empower our journalism students when it comes to content, and at the very same time, when it comes to understanding the languages and doing the broadcasting using their relevant languages, that is dear to and close to their hearts. We have noted that the industry itself is actually the languages, especially the African languages and Afrikaans. Yes, Afrikaans might be a little bit advantageous than isiXhosa. It's actually not yet there. And in equipping our students in terms of creative thinking, in terms of doing journalism in a proper manner, I think it's actually going to bridge that gap, and it's also going to create platform for our students to be able to champion and to fly our flag when they go to industry and be relevant for the industry.
Thank you so much. And so, as you mentioned, about multilingualism. Multilingualism is a very significant part and feature of the Spotlight podcast. So, how important is it to you and the faculty to promote language diversity?
Thank you very much. For us, because I'm not myself as a faculty, we are the faculty, all of us, including yourself. For us, multilingualism is actually not limited to learning also. Remember, when we talk about the SDGs now, when we talk about SDG 4, I think so, which talks about education and language, how we transform education and make sure that we also introduce learning and teaching in our own languages to empower and improve learning for our students, not just at the university, but at the level of the primary education. If we start now and introduce and present and produce journalism students that are able to engage and interact with their own languages when it comes to broadcasting and also communicating to the media and societies, it simply means as a faculty we are able to actually bring back the language as an aspect, as an important aspect of our lives, and also of bringing up the children such that they do not turn away or against their language, they embrace their language. Because as the university, if we do not make sure that we actually inculcate the language aspect, especially when it comes to multilingualism, we will be actually missing the point. And for us as the faculty, this project of the podcast is actually one of our niche area that we're intending to grow and develop so that we preserve our languages as in culture. We know language is one of our indigenous knowledge aspect. And if we do not preserve it as students and at the very same time in our curriculum, that means there will be something that we're missing. And I would really love to also employ you guys as our champions to make sure that we are actually fulfilling this mandate, to make sure that language has been realized as one of key aspects of education, but at the very same time as one of the aspects that preserve and keep our indigenous knowledge as diverse as we are. And in our university, most of our students are isiXhosa, Afrikaans, and English speaking. Hence, we are actually piloting using Afrikaans and isiXhosa and English for this particular podcast.
Okay, and looking ahead at the future, what is your long-term vision for the Spotlight podcast and other student-led initiatives under FID?
We actually, for this one, I tell you, there's quite a number of things that we intending to introduce as initiative for the podcast. First of all, remember, this project is intending to produce lifelong learners, meaning that students that are creative and students that embrace critical thinking. And as a lifelong learner and a critical thinker, you are able to think outside the box. And in doing so, you are able to embrace and come up with diverse solutions in terms of embracing culture, in terms of embracing language as a tool for communication. Because remember, talking is not just talking when you're speaking a foreign language. It becomes and comes closer to your heart when you talk to someone using the language that they understand and they embrace. Our long term is to see this project growing and becoming an inspiration for our students, for in primary school, at the university, but also for our communities. We are not just intending to do this for the university. We'd like to serve this project touching lives in our communities, bringing in different aspects of multilingualism, that in terms of poetry, in terms of acting, in terms quite a number of them. We can count them, but this is just the beginning. We're looking forward to see this flying the flag of FID and the university. But at the end, we want to see a child of Africa being an expert, in a true sense of being expert in their industry. That is the way forward. That's how we're looking to this going forward.
Thank you so much, Ma, for your very inspiring words, and it was very lovely to hear about the work that has been done, the work that you have coming up, and I'm sure that our students and listeners are excited to see where the podcast goes. Yes, so that was Professor Tembisa Ngqondi, Dean of Faculty and Informatics here at CPUT. We'll be back soon with more information, more insights and discussions. Stay tuned and listen more to Spotlight Podcast.